right. Walt Lanier here again from Homeland Park Community Watch. We are on interview 3 in Wellington, Gluck Mill area, and we're here with Corey. He's one of the residents here we spoke with. Told you before, we have met a lot of beautiful people out here, beautiful homes. We're trying to bring some attention to what's going on in the area. And would you tell us a little about yourself, how long you live here?
Corey, I've lived here approximately about 15 years now, in this general area, and have 3 kids, so just want to get everything took care of, make a safe place where kids can go out and play again.
How safe do you feel allowing your kids to come outside and play?
My kids don't go outside the house unless me or their mother's with them, just because too much foot traffic around the area in general. And
what type of foot traffic do you see usually?
Most times shady looking people. I mean, shouldn't judge a book by its cover, but it's hard not to with knowing what goes on around the area.
Do you see a lot of crime personally in the area?
Personally, I do not. I don't really have any problem with anybody messing with anything.
Do you see any type of, because I noticed a lot of your neighbors talked about theft, they talked about drugs, paraphernalia like syringes and stuff on the sidewalks. Do any of those things?
Yes, sir. We found that out in the street ourselves. Have had a call, county come out and dispose of it properly for us.
Do you have, what are your feelings on not having parks and recreation, an old mill cleaned up, dilapidated burnt homes? How do you feel about that in your area?
I feel something should be done about it, whether it's the county or the owner. I mean, whoever needs to be responsible for it just needs to be cleaned up and took care of, because that's just a place for people that do drugs and whatnot just to go and hide.
Yeah, and I've seen a lot of that in my 6 years of doing community watch. You're buying your home, own your home?
Yes, sir, buying.
How does that make you feel about your property values?
It most definitely makes them go down, considering the few bad apples in this neighborhood.
Do you feel like the outside of Homeland Park looks differently at us? People like us who live here, who are hardworking, own our homes, raise good families, we abide by the law. Do you feel like people look differently and look down on you?
They do.
Because we look. What other things would you like to see change in your community?
Just overall, just everything cleaned up, more access to, like I say, more parks, and this side of town in general.
Yeah.
More parks for children to play and a safe place to play.
Yeah, and I wholeheartedly agree. I've noticed while I was down here, me and Chandler we've been to a lot of different places here. Law enforcement's here. I felt law enforcement has seemed to have a pretty good response time here. Have you had any issues when you call the law? Do you feel like everyone's responding to you and actually attending to the needs that you're calling about?
Majority of the time, the biggest issue, like I say, is this old mill here that's been tore down for quite some time now. That every time we report somebody traffic in and out, people that we know for a fact has no business there, in and out on bicycles and in and out on foot, their response is always, "There's nothing I can do." They don't even bother to send somebody out to meet them outside the fence.
So, maybe one thing we can work on is contacting the property owner and having proper no trespassing signs put up, and maybe that'll help that issue and have law enforcement control the area more. And I noticed everyone here seems to be that I've met, other than a few drug addicts we ran into a little bit earlier.
Yes, sir.
We didn't have that on film earlier. That was a good. We definitely should have had that one, but me and Chandler were kind of really too busy trying to defend ourselves, making sure we didn't have to defend ourselves over something. I noticed the old school over here, old dilapidated 2-story school.
Yes, sir.
There's a lot of stuff going on here. I've seen a lot of syringes. I've seen a lot of stolen goods. Seen a lot of people coming in and out the past few days. So me and Chandler have really been riding the area, kind of staking out, watching things.
Yes, sir.
That's
pretty regular occurrence, and as well, it's about the same as you call them, and they say there's nothing they can do unless it's the owner that calls. So, which I feel is wrong. I feel they should be able to at least, why can't they sit outside the road and physically watch them with their own eyes and speak with them then?
And I've heard several stories of drug houses, and they've already been pointed out to me, which we'll take care of that, make sure they're turned in properly to the authorities. And how many do you think drug houses are in the area?
I'd say this general neighborhood, 3 I can think of right off the top of my head. That's pretty. I mean,
Pretty active.
yeah.
And that's a small number because there's a lot of houses here in Gluck Mill, and people seem to be very proud of their homes. Because I mean, I'm seeing some really beautiful homes, and I'd love to come through and do one day with permission of owners, and maybe take pictures, video of the houses, and show people how it is a really pretty place. It's just there's so much leftover damage from the mill days, factories, and you see a lot of dilapidation from that. I noticed the park was spray painted. I noticed there was extreme rust, and like you touch your hands on the monkey bars, trash. Would you let your kids play in the park?
No, we don't. We don't go down there. That's. I mean, best not to. Like that. It's in such a bad shape that I don't feel safe letting them go climbing around.
I understand that. Well, I appreciate your time, and thank you for speaking with us. A lot of people
Yes,
won't
sir.
speak out. Again, we're going to try to keep doing a series here in the Gluck Mill, Wellington area of Homeland Park. We're definitely going to try to get to other sides. We're not leaving you out. We're just trying to attack where we see the problems the most right now. Homeland Park Community Watch is definitely fighting 6 years straight, but at this point it's time for us to go viral. It's time for us to take it out there and let the world see. And again, I'm asking you, if you live outside of this area, you need to constantly start calling your councilman, your representatives, let them know the people down in this area are good people, pay their taxes, abide by the law, and we're asking for help that you can help us clean up our communities.